At some point in time, we're all guilty of creating a facade. A facade is an artificial outward appearance. You are trying to create the impression that everything is okay, when sometimes it is really not. At some point in time, we're all guilty of that, whether we want to admit it or not. It could be when we were younger, it could be a time in the past, or there are some persons who are going through it now and deny or in denial of creating facade. So I do understand when people are trying to create a facade because I believe I have done it before, where I do not want people to know exactly what was going on at the time, and you make it seem as if things were okay when things were really not. So whether it is consciously or unconsciously, at times we do create a facade. But to what extent, though, do you create the facade? Do you create that facade to impress people um, because you have a low self-esteem of yourself, or you want to create that facade because you are hoping to become what you're pretending to be? Because there's a number of reasons why people create facade. And I'm not saying that a facade is good based on what you're trying to accomplish. I'm just saying that at some point in time, we are guilty of creating a facade. There are some people who they create a facade because they are trying to get somewhere, but they're not there as yet. For example, there are some persons who they behave as if they're in a certain position in their workplace when they're not there as yet. But pretty soon they will be, but they're not there as yet. There are some persons who they do not live in a particular environment, but they give others the impression that they do so. They do not have certain resources at their houses, but they give others the impression that they do. There are persons who do not own a particular motor vehicle, but they are creating the impression as if it is theirs, and they create this facade. A number of persons who are not happy in their relationship, but they create the impression as if they are there. And we have a saying which we say, fake it until you make it. But when you tell people to fake it until they make it, where do you draw the line with a facade? It's very difficult because, as I said before, there are two reasons why people create a facade. Some create it because they're saying that, look, this is where I'm going, but you're not there as yet, so you're creating a facade. That's still not good. And there are some who they give the impression when there is absolutely no time soon they're going to have this, at least not to their knowledge. They're going to attain whatever it is that they're pretending that they have. So fake it until we make it, of course, that falls in the category of creating a facade. You are creating an artificial appearance. You are making it seem as if you are what you are not. Though you're doing it in a healthy way because you're saying to yourself, look, I am going to get there. But this is how the facade becomes dangerous. Because if you're not yet there, you don't need to create the impression that you are there. If you're not yet living in a particular neighborhood which you desire to live in, do not pretend that you do. If your relationship, whether it is there are persons who they are engaged and they want others to believe that they are married individuals. There are persons who are dating and they want persons to feel as if they're in a long-term relationship. They're going to give others the impression that they do. There are persons who are not even in a relationship and they're creating this facade to make it seem as if they are in a relationship when they are not. There are persons who are really financially drained and they find themselves in a strain and they want to create the facade, and because of that they oftentimes put themselves in debt. buying things that are not necessary, things that could have waited a little longer because they want to create this facade. It's very dangerous. I think what we need to do, if you are confident in yourself that you can achieve what you want to achieve, do not create a facade. Wait. If it's going to take you another year before you finish your degree, do not create the impression as if you do. If it's going to take a year or two before you're able to purchase the motor car that you want, do not drive people's car and pretend as if it is yours. It's okay, it's not yours. You are just creating this perception to please yourself. And that's not healthy for you. It's absolutely not healthy. So, though there are people who create a facade before they actually get there, and there are persons who create a facade and not even working to get there, either way you check it, creating a facade is not good. And we're often guilty of it. At some point in time, we're guilty of creating a facade, whether we do so consciously or unconsciously. Whether we do it out of youthful exuberance, we were young, we didn't understand what it means, we just want to create an impression. Whatever reason you create your facade for, it's never good. It's not good. Right? I think if you continue to work, the heights by great men reach and kept, not attained by a sudden flight, but there where their companions slept, were upward toiling through the night. If you press and keep pressing, you will eventually get there at some point in time. Because you run the risk of creating an embarrassing situation when persons find out that you are fake. And when you do get to where you are faking that you're going, people just do not see you as authentic. And some relationships you can lose and never get them back again because you have broken trust, trying to create an impression. And yes, you were pretending to be this and now you are, but because persons find out that you were pretending when you were not where you are, you have broken those relationships and those persons do not trust you even though you are where you were faking to be. And sometimes some trust broken can't be repaired. There are some friends you lose along the way who you never get them back. They will never trust you again. Yes, they might talk to you, but they might never trust you again. So creating a facade is not good. Be genuine, be authentic. Continue to press, continue to work for what you want. And of course, it will come true in due season. All right? Just be patient.